What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 14th Java game development tutorial. And in this tutorial, if you've been following along with the last couple tutorials and you saw that animation play out, then you probably noticed something kind of wrong with your animation. Now the code worked fine, but whenever you watch your animation, you could see that it was flickering, kind of like the screen would show up and it would blink like it was supposed to, but it would look like the face was flickering on and off. And if you're wondering why this flickering happens, it has nothing to do with your code, kind of. But what happens is whenever we're drawing to our screen using our Java program, what the user sees is what you're drawing as it's being drawn. So whenever it's drawing and doesn't have the whole image displayed, it shows through it. So you kind of get this flickering images on your screen, and pretty much what happens is if there's too much flickering, you start to get seizures. So what we want to do is take away this flickering. And if you're like, alright, how the heck can I get rid of flickering? This is a pretty big problem for me to handle. Well, fortunately, people have been working on this for a long time, and they found a perfect way to get rid of it. What they use is something called a buffer, and what a buffer is pretty much, instead of drawing right to the screen, it would draw to kind of like an image that isn't to the screen, and then it will copy that whole image over. So instead of drawing directly on your screen, you could just copy everything at once, and bam, everything is already right there. You don't have to do all your work for the user to see. You just copy, everything's right there to access for you. So what that pretty much is called buffering, and this works absolutely awesome. And then after this, they found an even better way. They're like, alright, what if we had two buffers? So instead of even having to copy that, what we'd have is two images drawn separately, and we would just point to one image, then when the other one was ready, point to another image, and when that one was ready, point to the other one, and bam. This is what's called page flipping. Now all of this is pretty confusing, and to write all this code, I mean, we can do it, but it would take up a lot of space. So thankfully, Java already wrote all this code for us, and it's called a buffer strategy. And all we have to do is include some simple built-in methods in the buffer strategy class that's already built into Java, and bam, we get rid of flickering, tearing, whatever you want to call it. The one problem really is we have to rewrite our entire screen class. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work, but in order to get rid of all that flickering, if you don't want flickering in your game, which you don't because it would suck, you need to kind of rewrite your entire class. And that's why you need to include these imports, buffer strategy and buffered image, and pretty much all of these imports that I have right here. So I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to begin writing our final screen manager class. Now if you're wondering, alright, what happened in the screen class, we're going to get rid of that completely and replace everything. So let's go ahead and write a new class. Don't forget to use your imports, and I'm going to walk you through how to write the perfect screen class. We're going to call it screen manager. So again, let's crack our fingers and get ready to code. The first thing we want to do, just like the screen class, is go private graphics device VC. And what this is going to be is object to our video card right here through graphics device. And for some reason, whenever I play Call of Duty for like 14 hours, I type weird, so I'm probably going to make a bunch of errors in this, but I'll fix it for you, don't worry about it. Now let's go ahead and make a constructor for this. So public screen manager, or whatever you name your class, it doesn't need to be the same as mine. And what we need to do is pretty much graphics environment E equals, let me just copy that again, equals graphics environment dot get right there, get local graphics environment. And what this pretty much does is get all your graphics, everything that's on your graphics card, and set your video card and set it equal to the environment get default screen device. So there's a bunch of stuff that your graphics card can do, and we want it to point to the monitor. So now our graphics card object VC has access to the monitor. And let's just write a little note. Give VC access to monitor screen. Same thing, but why not be repetitive, right? So now what we're going to want to do is built into your graphics card. Here's a little history of your graphics card that you need to know. Built into your graphics card, there's a bunch of display modes that are already built in there. The problem is our program doesn't know what graphics card, what computer this is going to be on. It doesn't know what graphics card this program is using, and it doesn't really know what display mode is compatible with the program. So what we need to do is get all the display modes from the graphics card, and we're going to compare them against display modes that we have preset, and we're going to match them up, and when one's compatible, we're going to use that one. So the first thing we need to do is get all the display modes from your graphics card. So let's go ahead and make a method public. Let's go ahead and make a little get all compatible DMs for display mode. So anyways, public display mode, this is array, it's built in, get compatible, there I spelled it right, display modes. And what this method is going to do is get all your compatible display modes. So I want to make sure I spelled it right, there we go. And all you need to do is this, return video card dot get, it should be right here, get display modes, right there, I see it. And as you can see, that popped up because it was already a built-in method. And what this is going to do is it's going to get all of your display, I probably spelled that wrong right there. It's going to get all of your display modes that are built into your graphics card, and we need to write this because everyone that runs our game is going to have a different graphics card, so that's why we need to do all this code. So anyways, it's going to take all of those things, all of those display modes, and store them into an array. So whenever we call this method, it's going to give us something to compare it against. And in our next tutorial, we're going to be writing a method to compare the display modes we got to display modes your graphics card has, and we're going to be finding the perfect match, just like Match.com. So it's going to be amazing. Don't forget to check it out, and I will see you then. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.